Connectors let Claude pull information directly from the tools you already use, and in many cases, take action inside them too. When you connect something like Google Drive, Gmail, or Slack, Claude can search your files, read your emails, and pull from your documents. And depending on the connector, it can also create tasks, send messages, update records, and more. That means you can just ask Claude to do a task, and it can find what it needs and take action, which means you can often complete a whole workflow without actually leaving Claude. To set one up, click the plus button on the lower left of your chat. Then in connectors, you'll see Add Connector. This opens up the directory of available connectors, and there's a lot in here, like Google Drive, Gmail, Slack, Notion, and plenty more. Note that for enterprise plans, you might not be able to see or access certain connectors until your admin has enabled them. When you see one that looks relevant to you, click into it. Each connector has a description of what it can do and a list of the specific tools it gives Claude access to. This is worth reading because some connectors are read-only, meaning Claude can only search and pull information, while others can also write, meaning Claude can create, edit, or send things on your behalf. You'll also notice some connectors have an interactive badge. With these connectors, instead of Claude just describing what it found, it can open a live interface from the app right inside your conversation that you can interact with directly. This is a fairly new feature, and the list of apps that support it is growing rapidly. Now, let me set up a few and show you what it looks like in practice. I'll set up Google Drive and Gmail. Depending on what plan you're on, or if you're part of an organization, you might need to sign in, review the permissions, and authorize it. Now I can ask Claude specific queries about my Google Drive. Claude will search my drive and pull that information right into the chat. No downloading, no uploading, or copying and pasting. And I can even use multiple connectors in the same chat. For example, I might ask it to look for something in my emails and then cross-reference it with documents in my drive. This way, Claude can pull from multiple connectors and use all of the information it gets. Connectors also work with research mode too. If you've got connectors set up and run a research task, before it starts, you'll be asked which connectors to enable for Claude to use in research. Here, you can select the specific connectors you would like Claude to use for that specific research task. Then, Claude won't just search the web. It can pull from all of your connected tools and the web at the same time. So you can ask something like, summarize what's been discussed internally about a certain project, and then research the best practices for similar initiatives. And Claude can handle both the internal and external research in one go. If you're on a team or enterprise plan, your organization's admin will control which connectors are available. Once they've enabled a connector, you'll still need to authenticate it yourself with your own account. You can do that by clicking on Customize on the left, clicking on connectors, and then you can see which ones aren't connected yet. Click in on one and you'll be able to sign in and get it working for your chats. You can also see which connectors are currently available by clicking the plus button on the bottom of your chat, hovering over connectors, and you'll see which ones are available for you to use. From here, you can also toggle them off so that Claude won't use them. There is one thing to be very careful of here. When Claude is pulling from multiple sources, it doesn't always know what's appropriate to share and where. If you ask it to draft a client email based on everything it can find, it might pull in internal notes or pricing discussions that weren't meant for that client. So always review outputs before sending, especially when connectors are involved. Before you move on, go connect at least one tool you use daily. Your cloud file system or your mail provider are good starting points if you're not sure. Then you can try asking Claude something that pulls from your actual data and see how it goes. The goal is to start doing more of your work end-to-end inside of Claude, rather than switching between apps. We want to try and eventually have end-to-end workflows entirely in our Claude chat.